Hi friends, I hope you all are doing great. It's me, Nikki here, and today we're going to be talking about some tips on how you can really declutter those sentimental items. And we know those things that are sentimental to us are really difficult to release yourself from. And so I really thought it was important to share with you some of my tips on how you can just move those things along in a beautiful way so that you feel good about it and so that you can really create a home environment that is filled with those things that truly bring you joy. So let's get started. So friends, the first way to deal with that guilt clutter, those guilt sentimental items, is to really take an assessment of who they are. Locate those items that you're really holding on to. It may be a coffee table. It may be a hutch. It may be as simple as a book. But whatever those items are, you really want to at first identify who are the guilt gifts that I have surrounding me. So once you identify those items, it's time to just really dig in and see, one, do they bring me joy? And maybe it's not about guilt. Or is it truly guilt? I really don't like this cup, but I am holding on to it simply because Aunt Susie gave it to me 10 years ago. So, you want to really identify, is it something that you truly love, or is this truly a guilt gift? If it is a guilt gift, I want you to think about the person that gave it to you. And in reality, if they knew how you truly felt, if you were really transparent with them, and you don't have to be transparent with them. I'm just thinking, thinking out, if they truly knew how you felt about that, would they want you feeling that way about something they gave you? And if it's somebody that really cares about you, they wouldn't want you feeling that way. And so when you think about it, you're holding on to something that they don't desire you to hold on because it's making you feel a certain way. And so it's time to release yourself from it. And I really encourage you, when you release yourself from things that are sentimental to you, it's important where they go. So donate it to a place that you really feel connected to. Give it to a person that you really know desires it and can treasure it, and it can be moved on. Because how you give away those sentimental items really can make it easier for you, and is really important for you in the process. And so the other tip when it comes to the guilt gift that you can do is you can always take a picture of it. We have our phones taking pictures all day long, right? So if you have that coffee table or you have that mug that Aunt Susie gave you, treasure it within a digital photo. And that way you can keep it on your phone. You can have a file on your phone just for sentimental items. That way you can always reflect on it. You probably will actually get a better joy from having it as a digital photo than having it tucked away in a cabinet or in a box, just holding on to it. At least you can enjoy the picture and the memory, right? So that's another way to help get rid of those guilt type gifts. The other tip that I want to share with you when it comes to our sentimental items and decluttering them from our home is you want to meet yourself where you are at. If you are struggling, and we struggle for different reasons, and especially when it comes to things that we have from loved ones that are no longer with us. So if you're in the grieving process, you may have items from your parent who just passed away. If you're struggling with trying to deal with those things and move them on, I encourage you to meet yourself where you are and wait. They are just things. You will deal with it. But if you're emotionally not in the place because this is still fresh, take the time to grieve and to give yourself that moment and not feel like you have to start pushing those things away from your loved one's life. I never encourage my clients to do that. So I always meet them where they're at. And what we will tend to do in the event, when I have that client that we're dealing with stuff that is from a recent passing, we'll go declutter something different. We'll go declutter something that has nothing to do with that loved one. It's something else in their house. It gets them motivated. It immediately takes the stress off of them of having to think about, I'm having to make this difficult decision and I'm in pain. And so it really rejuvenates them by moving somewhere else. And I encourage you to do that yourself. And then Oftentimes in this, truly, I find that once they start decluttering those other spaces, they're able to then go back a couple days or a week later and start on the things that were truly, truly difficult. They've built that motivation. My next tip, friends, is something I like to call to create a time ticking bin. And what I like to, why I say time ticking, because the time is ticking on this bin. This is a bin that you take those sentimental items that you are really struggling with. And I encourage it to be those things that you truly are struggling with. And you put them in a time ticking bin. This is a bin that you find, and I would even label it time ticking. And I would hold it for about 3 to 6 months. And if you have not really missed the item, or you feel like life was good and it, without having to see or touch that item, then I would start dealing with moving those items on in a way, again, back to my initial tip, in a way that really makes you comfortable. So creating that time ticking bin can really be a way to just kind of put the items in there. And you can even make a pact with yourself, my friend. You can say, I'm going to put the items in the bin. I'm not going to look back in this bin. And if I don't know what's in this bin in 6 months, or I am not attached to it anymore, I'm going to just move the entire bin on without looking inside. And that really can be helpful when you really struggle with decluttering those sentimental things. My next tip when it comes to your sentimental items is to give them purpose. If you have those sentimental things, but they're dusty in a box in the attic, what is the purpose in that? You want everything in your home to really serve a purpose with bringing joy and creating memories. And so I encourage you, if you have that thing that you truly struggle with kind of decluttering and purging, because you're saying to yourself, I really love this, I really am connected to this, then find a beautiful purpose within your home for it. For example, if you have these books that you love that were passed down or that you just connected to from your life, then create a home personal library with the books, and so that you can really enjoy them. One thing that I like to have clients do is take one of their deep drawers and create a secret library. Oftentimes we think we have to organize our books on a bookshelf. No, if you have those deep drawers, they're perfect for a library. You can easily see your books and get to them. You can even, if you have a beautiful deep drawer chest, you can repurpose it into a secret library and make it really a special moment in your house, a special place in your house, and not a box in the attic. My next tip comes from my friend Matt Paxton. He wrote a beautiful book, and it is one where he talks about how you can create a legacy list with those things that are sentimental to you, and how all of our things have a story tied to it, those sentimental things. But it's really about not keeping everything, but about curating a story around a group of the things, and those are the things that you keep. And so look at those things that are important to you and the story behind those things, and how you can create a legacy list, a list of items that really can be your sentimental items that you hold on to without holding on to the entire garage of things or the entire room of things. It really, really is a great book. I'll put the link to his book in my description box. I encourage you, if you struggle with decluttering sentimental things, it's a really, really great book and a great resource for you. So again, I'll put the link to that in the description box below. I'm also, friends, going to give you a sentimental decluttering guide. This is going to be a simple one-look guide that you can use as you're on the process of decluttering your space, and I hope that you will find it helpful. It's totally free. I'll put the link to that in the description box below also. Okay, friends, my final tip is your mindset for your home, because this is really important if you're going to really deal with those sentimental items. And what I like for you to do is just think about how you want your home to feel. I encourage you to have a home that is current to your lifestyle. Does that mean that you have all current, the new trends and all of the decor in your home that are trendy? No, absolutely not. It's about having a home that really functions in a way that allows you to create new memories, and the memories that you have from your past, whether it's photos or jewelry, that it's really presented in your home in a way that it's it belongs, that it's a part of the newness of the space. You have those photo albums so that they're displayed beautifully, so that when you want to have your coffee in the morning and flip through it, it's available, it's visual. You can, it's a part of, the experience in your space. And so our things should create an experience. That's the purpose. That's how you create that home that brings you joy. So when you are decluttering those things, or you're deciding to hold on to things and you're going to give them purpose in your home, make sure that the purpose that you're giving it is not to put it in a box and tuck it away necessarily, but how can I use this so that I can really have it as a part of my current life? So friends, I hope that my tips that I've shared with you today have been helpful. Let me know if you have any tips of your own. Definitely share them in the comments below, because we all have so many great ways of doing things, and I would love for us to chit chat back and forth in the comments, because it's always going to be helpful to someone, right? I hope that you all are doing great. I hope that you will check out my other channels, At Work with Nikki and also At Home with Bentley and Albert. They have been posting every week also. Have a beautiful day, my friends. I will see you at the next video. And this is Nikki saying goodbye.